Welcome to Rakhi's desk. Hi everyone, I am Rakhi and in previous session we have already covered Salesforce data security overview, and in today's session we are going to cover the Salesforce record level security. So the agenda is, first we will cover OWD, role hierarchy, public groups, sharing rules and manual sharing. If you see this diagram, it clearly shows like different type of record access sharing we apply. It applies. So basically OW is the least access that we provide to record. Then we can further share the record, the role hierarchy, then sharing rules. If none of these are working, still we need the further sharing. Then we can go for the manual sharing. OWD, it is the baseline, it defines the baseline of access to the records for all the users in an organization. It defines the default sharing setting for all the records. By OWD, we can define whether it's the access we are setting up for that object in the organization. It's a private or public read only, or controlled by parent, or public read write. Private means only the record owner can access the record. Public read only means all the users can access the record, however they cannot edit it. Controlled by parent means record access is determined by the parent object. Public redirect, every user can access and edit the record. If you go to the sharing setting, you will see this option of selecting the object. You can select the object here, suppose case object or account object, and then you can see the sharing setting for that particular object. Role hierarchy. Role hierarchy can control the data visibility across your org based on user's position in the hierarchy. So the role hierarchy can further extend the sharing of the record based on the role. So each user is assigned a role in the role hierarchy. Role hierarchy works in conjunction with the OWD. And the example we can see, that every user can view and edit its own record, but their manager in the hierarchy should be able to access their records as well. Solution, we can set up the OWD as private, and you can grant the access using hierarchy to apply the role hierarchy here. So in the OW itself, if you see here, there is a column like this is a grant access using hierarchy. You can select this one. Public group. Public groups in Salesforce is a collection of users, roles and other groups that can be used to simplify and manage sharing and access control. Public groups are specifically useful when you need to apply the same sharing setting or actions to multiple users, roles or roles and subordinates without assigning individual permissions repeatedly. Now let's see the public group can what it can include. So we can add in a public group, we can include individual users. We can also add roles and internal subordinate, roles and internal and total subordinates or public groups. With the help of public group, you can manage the access to report, dashboard, folders and records. Here is the way you can go to the setup, then you can search for the public groups. You can create a new public group. This is the options it will show you what you can add in the public group. You can select any of these and then you can select the relevant group or roles or users that you want to add in this public group. Sharing rule. Sharing rule in Salesforce is a declarative feature and used to extend the record access beyond the baseline setting defined by OWD. Sharing rules allow you to grant additional access to specific users, roles, public groups or record they do not own. Okay, so the sharing rules, basically you can see the records can be shared with roles and internal subordinates, roles, internal and portal subordinates, public groups. And sharing rules you to grant the following level of access, like you can further extend the record access either read only or the read write. Types of sharing rule. So we have the three types of sharing rule: owner based sharing rule, criteria based sharing rule, grant user based sharing rule. Owner based sharing rule. In this case, you will see like this is a sharing rule that, and you will see the different options here, which one you want to create. This is a rule type based on record owner, based on criteria, guest user access based on criteria. So basically this is a owner based sharing rule. We will select this option based on owner, record owner. You can add give the sharing rule name and then you can select which record you want to share. So the records which are owned by the member of any of these, then you can select, suppose public group, you can select this relevant public group from this one. Then you can share with the with whom you want to share. Then the case access, as we discussed in the previous slide. Record can be owned by any of these. Then criteria based sharing rule. In criteria based sharing rule, you will select this option based on criteria. Instead of the owner, you will select the fields and their values with criteria you want to set for this sharing rule, which record should be shared. And then you similarly you can select with whom you want to share and what access you want to provide. Grant user sharing rule. So basically, grant user sharing rule allow the guest users typically associated with the Salesforce site or Experience Cloud to access records that meet specific conditions. The similar way, here you have to select the grant user access based on criteria. So you can select some criteria field and then you can create the sharing rule for the guest users. Manual sharing. Suppose you have created OWD, you have set up the OWD role hierarchy, sharing rules as well, but there is some ad hoc scenario where you need further record sharing you need. So basically manual sharing allow individual users to share the record, specific record with the other users, roles or groups on an ad hoc basis. This feature provides granular control over the record access when an existing sharing rule, roles hierarchy or other sharing setting do not meet the specific need. You can go to that particular record, you can select this option of sharing, then it will pop up a window for the sharing. It will provide the list of option to search the user with whom you want to share. Then suppose I have selected the account record and I will select which option, which type of access I want to provide, read only or read write. And then based on the account access, the case, contact and opportunity access also will be impacted. So you can select those. Then you can click on save. That's it for this session. And in the next session, we will cover the other record level security options. Thank you.